You're into drones, you're all about performance, speed, crazy maneuverability, but if you're like me and you get distracted by shiny things, this one looks pretty awesome. G'day, Stu from UAVfutures here, and today, well, what we're checking out is this bad boy right here, and I don't know if this one is like a La Drib special, if I don't say so myself. Look how shiny and purple this thing is. I'm sure if he could choose a Diatone, this is probably one that he would pick, but what we have, it's the little, and look, I don't like the name, it's going to be the GT219, I don't even know. I'm just going to call it the Diatone DEADCAT because it's a DEADCAT style, and what this is, it's a little bind and fly take out of the box, you rip it around, it's on 2.5-inch props, and it is just made to have some fun and get a little bit freaky with. Also, it's got a HD recorder on board, so you don't have any of the props in view, which is going to be important for a lot of people. It's got a little CADX V2, so if you want to rip around, have some fun, and record in HD, this bad boy might be for you. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to look at the text and the specs, we're going to break it down, have a bit of an overview, all that sort of fun stuff in here, and then we're going out to the field, flying it around and just seeing what the other boys think. Is this going to be the right craft for you? How does it actually perform? All that sort of stuff. What does the footage look like first and foremost? And yeah, is this one a good buy, or should we just say a good buy? And I guess as an overview, let's kick it off. Let's start as an overview. You take it out of the box. Where's my scales we can stick it on? Here we go, let's tear it off. Take your bets. I'm going to do it upside down. And it's coming in at 88 grams, so a very, very light little quad right there, and it's in DEADCAT style, you can see, and that means these front arms are sort of splayed out towards the outside, and you don't see anything towards the front, so you're not going to see any props in your view when you're flying around. Some people, that doesn't bother them. Other people, it drives them nuts. They do everything they can to get the props out of the view. This one is made for those people, and it's going to be interesting too. We can go see its flight characteristics in a minute, how that actually affects it when it's in the air, on the sticks, all that sort of stuff. Starting the outside in, this one's made for a 3S. If we start looking at its components, it comes with some little tri-blade, little 2.5-inch props. They've got some Mamba motors on here, 5,500 kVs, and I think they're 11. Yeah, they are 1105s. So you know, it should have plenty of poke. It should. I don't think it's going to be as crazy as like the Diatone 349s or anything like that. And this one, because it's got HD on board, I'm hoping that it's going to be tuned very well. Moving towards the middle, with some of our other components, we've just got our little Mamba stack, 25 amp ESC. We've got our F4 flight controller, our Unify, and I should say this is one of the stars of the show, our Unify on the top here. So of course it's got smart audio on it, official TBS VTX, and that means it should be, when you want to get your video right. So all I'm saying is the video on this thing, I'm hoping it's going to be very, very clear. And we've also, on the other end, got the camera in here. It's the CADX Turtle V2, and hopefully we also, as well as looking good in the FPV feed and looking good on the bench, because it's a bloody sexy looking drone, but hopefully we're getting some good HD recording as well. Now moving on, talking about the design of the thing, and I love it when a quad knows what it wants to be. This one wants to be a fun little ripper that also is thinking about HD footage. Now in the past we've seen them, but you might have seen their props in view. I like it how they thought, you know, some people, they might want to take the props out. They've given us this option, especially because it's got the CADX V2 in here. So yeah, I guess in design wise, I'm more than happy with it. I like the little pod it's in. I love the color. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And then we can talk about the quality of the thing, and I'm going to say, I can't really complain. We'll have to see how it flies, but on the bench, the quality of the components, the Mamba motors should hold up well. You know, things like a Unify VTX in here, the quality in terms of components, top notch, top level. So look, maybe an 8, maybe even a 9 out of 10 if it flies right, but that's something we'll have to wait till we're out in the field to test, which you'll see coming up in a minute in this video. And then finally, let's look at the pros and the cons. Well, let's get those out of the way, and probably, look, it's not a con, but there is cheaper ones out there. It's about 200 bucks. And I think that's more than fair. It's definitely a reasonable price, but it's not budget. There are some cheaper ones out there. The DEADCAT style and the flight performance, I'm not too sure how that is going to go. We'll have to wait till we see. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. But moving on, pros, things that and also it's not going to be as fast as some of the other ones, but things I do like. I like that it's got HD built in. I love how it looks, and I also love that it's DEADCAT style, so you've got the props not in view, and also the components that you're using, like the Turtle V2 and the Unify, all those things. That means this should hopefully last a long time as well when you're flying around. So it's got some quality stuff in here. I like the quality of it. But that's it on the bench. That's, I guess, the short little overview. Let's go have some fun now. Fly it around, show you some footage, also show you my impressions and, you know, how it actually feels when I'm flying it, and also hand it over to Wingman Jono. I think he'll be out there, some of the other boys, see what they think about it. So let's go do it. Have some fun with the Diatone, a little DEADCAT, Ladrib's favorite. That's not Ladrib's favorite. I don't speak for him. But anyway, let's go do it with this purple beast in 3, 2, 1. Radio out here in the original field. Can you believe it? We're back at the UAVfutures test track, where this place is kind of legend, a big place in my heart. But today we're with the purple DEADCAT from Diatone. Some of the other boys, Granger. We've also got a Wingman Jono. Let's rip it around, have some fun with this little bad boy, show you some onboard DVR and HD, all that sort of stuff, and just see how well this thing goes.
It's got a Cadex in it.
Yeah. So we'll see how she goes.
Bang!
Rightio, so there, I thought I'd just let the audio play out. So the actual mic on here actually doesn't pick things up too poorly. So I was kind of impressed with that, but let's do it. Fly it around. We're going to talk about the flight characteristics, hand it over to the other boys, and also the camera, all this sort of stuff, what you might use it for. And there's a few things. The number one glaring issue for me out of the box is that what is going on with these strange lines coming across with the Cadex Turtle V2. These things I thought were meant to be fixed. It doesn't look too bad when you're looking at the grass, and I'm hoping this comes through in the encoding. In the top right-hand corners and left-hand corners, especially when I'm looking at the sky and there's like a big pale piece of blue, that it just, like, can you see those stripes? That's definitely not on, and for me it doesn't really make it that much better than the DVR you might be getting off this thing. Yes, you don't get any breakup, but you've got those constant lines in the outside corners of the image, and that part really seems to make it suffer. It'd be much better off if you just got rid of the HD part and put in a better FPV camera in the first place. Now I know, look, these small HD recorders, all of them seem to have a few little limitations. If we move on to the actual flight characteristics, I'm going to say it just felt average. It didn't feel amazing. It definitely could use a little bit of a tune, but I am severely hoping that they fix these things, because look, when we get this, you'll see the OSD when Granger's flying around, it is bare bones as stock as it's come. This might have been like an early prototype version or something like that, so hopefully they have fixed it. It said display name, nothing was set up out of the box. This was just as default as it could come, so there'd been no special software updates or any special work putting into the software side of things. It was just as bare bones as it was, and look, it did still fly okay though. Now, as far as a DEADCAT goes, I do like that, look, it knows what it wants to do. It's trying to keep those props out of the image, and that's fine, but I don't know how well that works on one of these micro little quads, and I feel like overall, you're probably going to be much better suited to getting something that does micro HD recording, like the UR65, if you really want to get some HD, or have a little crash here. And I do like that it's got that the anti-flip, whatever it is, turtle mode on there, flip after crash, makes it very easy to fly back home. But yeah, if you want to just fly around and rip around a park, I think something like the Diatone 349 is a much better choice, because that thing is a rocket ship. The tune has been refined. It is a gorgeous little machine to fly, and this one is just kind of not excelling at any one thing, which is a bit of a shame. So overall, I love the look of it and the design, but for me, it definitely, I don't think I'd be picking this one over some of the other Diatone products out there. But what we should do, let's hand it over to Granger and also the other boys, see what they think about it. Granger's got some different ideas, and Jono's also a bit of a micro master, so it'll be interesting to see what he thinks. So let's do that, see what the other boys think in 3, 2, 1. I think we come in for a crash landing here sometime soon anyway. Rightio, Granger, this is like a little DEADCAT purple thing. First impressions, what do you reckon? Then we're going to go for a little rip.
I love that chrome sort of purple. That just makes it stand out so much. As for how it's built, solder joints look clean. I like how they've built it. Very tight stack.
Yeah, I had to put the receiver on the top.
Yeah.
There. You meant to put it at the back, but yeah, I was struggling for room.
Yeah, so, you know, it's a standard little drone, and you know, they're sort of hit or miss, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
All right, now something too I should say, this is probably maybe like an early version, so the tune might change, but also it doesn't have smart audio enabled or anything like that, which it should. I don't know why that's not enabled, so you see a whole bunch of stuff on the OSD when you're flying around.
All right.
So, all right, ready?
All right. Is this one on? Yeah. Look, it flies all right. It's got lots of power for how small it is.
For a 2.5 inch?
Yeah, it's got lots of power for that. They definitely need to fix that tune with the prop wash. That's really bad. And I seem to be getting some like stoppy and starty footage. Like it's like, I can't explain it. But no, there's a bit of bounce back as well. So the tune's definitely not good on this thing, how we've got it. Yeah, see, that's
we've got a
weird.
Bit of wind too.
That's weird. It's when I do rolls or something like that, it seems that the screen like pauses for like a millisecond and then jumps back.
Okay, so you reckon
Sort of like DJI sort of breakup. It's so odd. Whether that's the drone, I don't know. But look, it's flying really quickly. Like, it's so fast. And it does, if you could get a good tune on this, it'd be really good. And also, it would be better if they had a slightly bigger FOV on the camera. I feel like it's just a tad small.
Yep, I felt the same.
But look, it's not the worst thing you've ever given me, but it's nothing special. But that's sort of a big problem where it like pauses for a second. I seem to get that very randomly, but that's really disorientating. So I don't like that.
With the camera in here, the Turtle V2.
Yeah.
Bugging you.
Yeah. But look, it's average. There's not a crazy amount to say about it. The camera doesn't look too good. Looks pretty dull. This is Diatone, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Cadex. Cadex Turtle V2.
Yeah, Diatone's definitely come out with better products, and this isn't up there with some of the other products, unfortunately, because this did look really nice, but they've got a few issues to fix with it before it can, before it's good.
And what's the main issue?
The main issue I'm having is that sort of pausing that it's doing,
okay.
And it makes it
with
so.
The camera?
Yeah, like it just did it then, and it's like it pauses and then skips a frame and then jumps, which I don't like. But that's probably that Cadex camera. Anyways,
alright, thumbs up, thumbs down, or in the middle?
Look, I'd probably give it a thumbs down. It's not really that interesting, and it's got that terrible issue that I do not like dealing with.
Okay, nice. Alright, thanks, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I love the colour, that's sick. Wish it would fly as good as it looked.
Display name. I love it.
Radio.
That OSD.
Johnny, yeah, the OSD display.
I'm sorry,
name.
my name is now display name.
Yep. Alright, first impressions on this?
Alright, so we got Diatone, it's 2.5 inches. Are you sure that's 2.5?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do we got? We got the Mamba 5500 KVs. Okay, cool stuff. So definitely meant to be 3S, is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That's the
right
battery it's made for.
Yeah, I don't know, 2.5, I'd probably... that feels under for what I do. If I was building a 2.5 inch, I'd probably go up to like 7,500 at least.
Okay.
I
Get
would.
A bit more pop.
And I know that we can get, like, Benny's got one that we built, 7,500, same size motors, absolutely screams at that rate. It does on these batteries as well, because these are Ben's batteries.
Yep. What do you think about the colour and the DEADCAT style?
Oh yeah, I love the canopy colours and stuff like that for that Diatone are doing and things. I reckon that's a really nice touch, having custom canopies. DEADCAT style's real good with the HD, like that other thing we reviewed before. Keep those props out of there.
Yep.
Yeah, so we got the Cadex HD.
Yeah, let's rip it, because I got 7% left on this battery.
Oh yeah,
on
right.
my GoPro battery.
Let's do it. Let's do
5%.
it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I could ramble about 2 inches and stuff all day because I built. I do. That's what me and Ben did for like a year there, is just building. What's your flicky switch? One of it.
This one.
That one. Radio. Bunch of weirdos. All right.
All right. Display name. Let's rip. That would be a funny pilot name, wouldn't it, to have? And also it's on 25 milliwatts.
Yeah, reception's already fogging out on me.
Okay, it seems like you're fanging it.
Yeah, I put the slightly bigger battery on there. I feel like it's got a little bit more output on the slightly larger battery.
I also tilted it up. Did you find that, Granger, that you needed more up tilt?
Yeah.
Still not quite enough up tilt on it, to be honest. Yeah.
It's pretty much cranked, but yep. Oh,
yeah.
That was a nice little maneuver. Alright, talk to me. How's this drone?
Okay, yeah, it's like, I know for like 2 and 2.5 you can get a little bit more performance out of it than this. It feels like it's got a bit of gas, but it does feel slightly underpowered.
Are you getting any screen lockups? Because I didn't turn your HD recording on, where Granger's did.
Yeah, no lockups on there and stuff like that. So yeah, it's all coming through fine. The colours do look a little bit muted, but I've noticed that seems to happen with the Cadex ones. Sometimes they're a little bit so quality-wise on the actual view. Hey, look, in terms of like it flying around and stuff, it doesn't feel terrible. It's not the best like 2-inch or anything of that size that I've flown. You can definitely get much faster. I'd have to see how the footage goes. The tune doesn't feel great. But oh, and I've dumped it.
Yep.
Yeah, but hey, I don't know what it is lately, but 2-inch and 2.5-inch seems to be really bad on stock tune. So if left on stock tune, that could be it.
So it needs a bit of work in the tuning
Yeah,
department.
I find they're really hard to tune in the last like round of updates and stuff.
I got a question. So this is your Diatone here. How is it compared to
The
that?
349. The 349 kicks its ass. Like that if you're into the micros and stuff like that, that should be a staple now.
Okay.
It's like, you know, the XJB was our staple for ages. That thing just, this thrashes. It does. Like, it's one of those ones, rack it up there. Pick an XJB, pick one of these ones. If you're going for smaller, like Diatone...
And the speed of this thing is ridiculous.
Yeah, they hit a sweet spot with the 349. With these like I'm finding with the 2-inch series of the Diatones, they're just not quite hitting that sweet spot. They're just a little bit underpowered, or the tune's a little bit off, one or the other.
Alright, no worries. So I guess, how is it, Granger? Is it broken? Is it fine?
Did I screw it?
Fine.
Oh, that's good.
Let me have a look.
Shadow canopy on there.
No, she's all good.
Yeah.
Alright. So Jono, final impressions on the DEADCAT, purple DEADCAT. There you go.
Yeah, on the purple DEADCAT style one, bang for buck wise, man, I gotta say the 3-inch, the 349s and stuff like that are just so much cooler in the Diatones. Like, unless you really specifically need something tiny, go the 3-inch one.
Alright, nice. Thanks, man. Rightio, there it is. There's my review of this little purple beast, and it's pretty simple for me to say, is this my favorite Diatone? No, absolutely not. I think a much better choice is the Diatone 349, the normal FPV version. That thing is an absolute beast. This one, I kind of like what it's doing, and I do like the DEADCAT style. I love the color, all that sort of stuff, but the one thing that's letting it down is that CATX FPV cam. I really feel like trying to get the HD with that, the colors are dull, there's a few oscillations or jello coming in, and it's just not overall the best experience. And I think Diatone also needs to put a little bit of work on the tune, but hopefully that will come, because that's what happened with the first 349. I know that took a little bit of a while, and now that thing is an absolute monster, a staple for a lot of people out there. So overall, look, it's okay, but it's not my favorite. But anyway, drop your comments down below. What did you guys think about this? And also shout out to, if you watch this video this far to the end, a huge thank you, because it does mean a lot on YouTube. And maybe considering, I'm going to do like a Patreon push, trying to get up to 1,000 Patreons out there. So I'll put the link down below. If you enjoyed this video or it helps you get flying, definitely consider signing up to that. Other than that, subscribe for more FPV related content, and as always, happy flying.